champion, representing Brazil. Stepping into action is Julie Mezabarba. And introducing her opponent out of the red corner, she is the former atomweight Muay Thai and kickboxing world champion and the #3 atomweight contender, standing at 157 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 63 wins and 17 losses, training out of Fairtex Gym, representing Thailand. Get ready for Stamp! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Cost.
Right. Watch out for the headbutt, the back of the head and spine. You both know the rules. Touch glove if you want, and back your corner.
Final instructions from the boss, Olivier Cost. The Golden Girl and former kickboxing and Muay Thai world champion Stamp against the underdog alternate Mezabarba, who thinks Stamp's striking is overrated. Michael Chavello alongside the Dragon, Mitch Chilson, semi-final #2. The winner will meet Ritu Folgart in the World Grand Prix Championship final in Singapore on December 3rd. Look out for the rear leg round kicks of Stamp and the boxing of Mezabarba. Nice switch kick there from Stamp.
You can see the difference between the way they throw kicks. Stamp is trying to take your head off, while Julie just looks to try to close that distance with hers. She throws the kick and tries to move forward. Stamp needs to throw a lot of kicks to keep her in that kicking range and keep her away from using those hands.
The confidence on Mezabarba to win this contest has been overwhelming. Never a slight inkling, a tiny shadow of doubt that she would not only beat Stamp, but also knock her out.
Heavy leg kicks thrown by Stamp early in the first. Michael, you spoke about the importance of the alternate position way back when this thing first started, and it's actually come to fruition here with 2 alternates in the semifinals.
Mezabarba looks at the high kick. Stamp looks to go downstairs. The Muay Thai roundhouse kick is a devastating weapon. 4 essential components. Turn the hips, pivot on the support foot, swing with the arms, and strike with the lower part of the leg. That's the mechanics of the Muay Thai round kick that Stamp is looking for. Mezabarba swings with a lead hook.
Some wild air balls thrown by Mezabarba early, trying to close that distance. Hasn't quite figured out her range yet because Stamp's doing a good job of throwing kicks to all areas of the legs and the body, really putting together some points on the board with the kicks.
Another one there from Stamp. We talk about those Muay Thai roundhouse kicks. They travel at 130 miles an hour, 209 k an hour. Amazing speed compared to, say, a karate kick, which is much slower.
Julie's starting to fall for the feints of Stamp. She's starting to react to a lot of the movements that Stamp's starting to dish out. Expect Stamp to start putting things together. You can see how she's starting to flinch. She doesn't like those kicks that are landed so far from Stamp. Julie's got to figure this out quick. I'd like to see her start utilizing the jab, close that distance, start utilizing the boxing that we spoke so much of on the walk.
We did expect this one to be a striking battle. Spinning back fist there from Mezabarba.
That's one way to close the distance.
Employing that kickboxing technique in Muay Thai, they'll throw the spinning back elbows. Outside leg kick from Stamp. Mezabarba catches the kick, drives her back to the fence, puts a forearm across the throat. What's Stamp looking for here, Dragon?
She might be trying to step across the hip, go for a whizzer kick, which is a type of throw, but Julie seems to be wise to it, readjusts her position. Stamp's rare to engage, or to initiate, rather, the grappling. but Julie's didn't really like that range she was at, kind of getting stuck into that kickboxing or the kicking range. And now she's starting to close it up, utilize the clinch. She's dangerous inside this area, but Stamp's really strong inside the clinch. Let's see if Stamp transitions to a plum and possibly starts working. There it is. She gets that frame. Julie closes the distance, tries to swamp her, but gets the takedown.
Good
Thinks she
work.
can control the hips. Stamp scrambles back up to her feet.
Straight back to her feet, Stamp. Mezabarba could throw some knees. Yes, she does indeed off the left leg. Under a minute remaining, first round set for 3. Judged as an overall 15-minute contest. Stamp tried for a crossing elbow.
Stamp's got to figure out how to get some space. She's trying to push down the head, looking for some possible knees there, but Julie's doing a good job. There she goes. Punch your way out of there.
Gloves up high on both athletes. A little bit of tape coming loose on the left glove, it looks like, on Stamp.
You can see how she loads, how Stamp kind of rocks back and forth. If Julie can start timing some leg kicks when all her weight's on that lead leg, it could pay dividends in the later part of this match. But she's got to start putting some work in on the feet. Nice fake push kick to the jab right there by Stamp.
The person keeping the closest eye on this contest right now is Ritu Folgart backstage, because she will be facing the winner on December 3 in the World Grand Prix Championship Final. 5 minutes down, 10 remaining, semi-final number 2, Dragon.
Hands go up in the air as Y2K rushes into the corner of Stamp. Here's Julie catching the roundhouse kick and firing off 3 rapid successions right hands. And this is where she started to close that distance and work inside this position here. She was able to land some good short-range knees inside the clinch up against the wall. That's where she was doing her best work. She really didn't have an answer.
Countries over enjoying it live from Singapore. Stamp get her roundhouse kicks going. Can Julie get her hands? Switch round kick there from Stamp. Front kick. Goes for the inside leg and Julie takes it out of the way. Cracking roundhouse kick there from Stamp. Lots of instructions coming from the Fairtex corner. Stamp keeping light on that lead foot as Muay Thai stylists do to allow that Thai march. Looks for the inside leg on Mezabarba.
We're not really seeing the movement that we saw in the Yamaguchi fight for Mezabarba. And I think Stamp's kind of seeing the same thing, because she said to me earlier this week that Mezabarba has great footwork, maybe even better footwork than me. But I plan to neutralize that with the kicking. And Julie is kind of obliging. She's standing in front of her, she's pushing forward, and she's kind of running right into these kicks.
Stamp hasn't found that truly clean blow she's been looking for. Does to the body there, catches the leg, and look at Julie! Rattles off the punches with the right hand. Knee guard put on here by Stamp. Mezabarba upping the aggressor meter.
Good takedown again there as she was able to frame off the hip, but doesn't quite count because she didn't get control of those hips. If you get a takedown, you have to control your hips of your opponent and keep them there. When Stamp's able to bounce back up, that just scores as aggression. Stamp's got a whizzer, back to neutral, 50-50 position. This is where Stamp likes that knee. She likes to open up the arm on the underhook side and start delivering those knees.
The difference between Muay Thai and kickboxing, technique-wise, the elbows and the knees from the Muay Thai stylists, second to none.
Yeah, Stamp is that good of a striker that she will get you rethinking your entire strategy. She'll make you start guessing yourself, she'll start kicking you, and she'll turn some of the best strikers into grapplers.
And we saw that now from Mezabarba, effecting a takedown on Stamp. Ties up the legs here. What can the Brazilian do?
Oh, look at that whizzer control. That was a beautiful sweep by
And she
Stamp.
mounts the Brazilian. How do you do? Stamp Fairtex top position, drops an elbow. And another one. Measures her with another elbow. Julie tries to buck her off, but Stamp's not going anywhere. Opens her up and drops an elbow between the eyes. Nicely timed by Stamp. Those elbows will make Julie Mezabarba wish she played volleyball instead. She's lining her up for another one, perhaps.
Yeah, Stamp will punish you for trying to take her to the ground.
There it is.
You initiate a grappling exchange with Stamp, she will stop your takedown, put you on your back, and then beat on you like this.
She is trying to fillet her face with elbows. There's the knuckles turned in off the right hand. Stamp is finding the openings with the ground and pound. To the temple, to the jaw, to the bridge of the nose. Mezabarba's gonna give her back.
Yeah, that's a bad way to escape. You don't want to give up your back like that. See how she just sat up like that and tried to push away? That gives up your back. Stamp's trying to sneak around the backside. She might have the body triangle. She chooses to let it go, and I think she's hunting for a choke.
Could a tie tap out a Brazilian in a mixed martial arts contest? Could Stamp do it here on Mezabarba? Softens her up a little more. 1 minute remaining.
If Stamp can remove that hook, there she goes. Now she's trying to flatten her out. That's what I was looking for. If she can flatten her out, she can unload on some ground and pound. Julie looks a little bit lost here on the back. She's got to try to relieve some of those hooks, not sit up like that. Let's see if Stamp can drag her back down. Good defense from the hands there to prevent the choke from sliding in.
The MMA progression of Stamp over the last 18 months has been nothing short of outstanding. The former Muay Thai and kickboxing world champion looking to submit Julie Mezabarba here in the second.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Now it's under the neck. I think it's under the neck. Stamp's trying to lock up that rear naked choke. She's trying to punch her way into the rear naked choke.
We are told, yes, we see her. Ritu Folgat is here circle side watching Stamp and Julie Mezabarba. She will take on the winner on December 3 in the World Grand Prix Championship Final. There's the end of the round, and what a round for Stamp.
Yeah, man, Stamp is the real deal. Taking this match everywhere and dominating Julie Mezabarba everywhere. Doesn't matter if she's at kicking range, doing this. This was the most entertaining exchange we've seen so far. It was these rapid punches thrown by both ladies as Julie went for the takedown, but then
His reaction watching this fight, getting right into it, studying both women and ticking through her brain. Which one will she face December 3?
Ritu's more animated than I am, Michael.
And that's very animated. You want to see Mitch when he's commentating. Jumping all over the place. Third and final round. Stamp and Mezabarba. Pre-tournament favorite against alternate. Who will face Ritu Folgut December 3? Remember, Mezabarba said she would knock Stamp out. Said that Stamp's striking was overrated. Said that Stamp was too slow for success in mixed martial arts.
Well, that's obviously not true. So it's proven, at least in these first 10 minutes, that that statement is completely false because Stamp is lighting her up in this kicking range and looking pretty good doing it. I'd like to see Stamp be a little bit more active, and same thing from Julie. I want to see those hands. She's having a hard time with the distance and the range of Stamp. She has to close that distance and be aggressive. She's got 4 minutes to punch her ticket to the World Grand Prix Championship Final, and she's got to do something about it.
Spinning back fist there from Mezabarba. Also watching closely, we know right now, over in Hawaii is world atomweight champion Angela Lee, who will take on the winner of that Grand Prix Championship Final on December 3rd, whether it be Stamp or Mezabarba or Folgut.
It looks kind of like Julie's following Stamp around the circle. You know, with each step, she's not really cutting off the corner. See how she's following her around? As Stamp circles, Julie's just kind of following her, shadowing her as she's moving around. I'd like to see her cut the corner, throw some leg kicks, throw the hands, and really do something here.
For all the talk, for all the swagger, it is time for Mezabarba to put the foot down. It's time for Julie to go for it. 3:18 remains in the fight. Front kick there from Stamp. Punt kick from Stamp. Circles off, counterclockwise. Julie follows her. Not initiating though, the Brazilian. Stamp, good switch kick and then a front kick. Nicely doubled up on the left leg. Jumping downward elbow from Julie. Trying to crack the clavicle.
Yeah, Julie's doing, she's trying to close that distance. The flying elbow was there, but Stamp just kicked her away. This is Sparta. Back yourself back up. I want to keep you in my kicking range, and I'm going to do everything I need to keep you there.
And Dragon, that's what you said the key to victory was for Stamp, to keep that kicking range against Mezabarba.
And it's the footwork. Watch, as Julie moves forward, Stamp just takes one little step back. She's circling out, right? Julie is not cutting off the circle. She's following her around. And she has to, right now, throw a big left hook and then throw the leg kick. Cut that corner off. Not allow Stamp to maintain that distance.
Time is ticking down for Julie Mezabarba. 2 minutes and 5 remaining. Stamp on the back foot at the moment. Jumping downward, a hammer fist strike there from Mezabarba. Little unorthodox, but she's got to try something here and see if she can rattle Stamp.
I also think Stamp understands the dimensions of the circle extremely well, because her footwork is placing her in a perfect position at all times to not get backed up against the wall, even though Julie's coming forward, and create those little angles. See how she circles out? Doesn't stay up against the fence because she knows Julie's dangerous there. Circles out, throws the kick, keeps active.
Thought about the round kick off the back leg, Stamp. She's preferred the round kick off the lead leg tonight, particularly with that switch where she brings the lead foot to the rear and then throws the kick. There's another round kick off the lead leg from Stamp and another one from the tie. Can Mezabarba indeed force her back against the wire? 1 minute remains now.
See, she just takes a little shuffle, gets her back immediately off that wall.
Who will move on to December 3 and face Ritu Folgat in the World Grand Prix Championship Final? Will we see Muay Thai versus wrestling?
That's more like it from Julie. Now she's starting to sense a little bit of urgency here. It could be too little too late, but she still carries power. She can still get it done, but Stamp's just a little too wise to her strategy right now.
Is there a final flurry in the gas tank, in the guts and intestinal fortitude of Julie Mezabarba to go for it, to pull out all the stops, to throw caution to the wind and go at Stamp for the next 18 seconds. And Stamp stops her in her tracks again with that lead leg. Fakes it. Final 10 seconds. Maybe a Hail Mary shot from Mezabarba. Round kick from Stamp. Flurry off the catch there from Julie Mezabarba. And we're going down to the judges. And a show of respect after all the smack talk. They went through 3 solid rounds. A little boogie from Stamp. Will she go through to face Ritu on December 3? And there's Ritu. You're going to face one of them, Tigress. Will it be wrestler versus Muay Thai or wrestler versus kickboxer?
Here's Julie attempting that spinning back fist, but Stamp was able to slide out of the way, avoid the big damage, and then go right up top with that punt kick that almost raised your blood pressure as high as that kick went. Almost nice body shot landed. There it is again. Good evasion. But then, see, Stamp was able to go last. Still landed the kick, even though Julie was being aggressive. Great fight.
Okay, let's go to Dom Lau to find out our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have called this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the red corner. Sit down.
On December 3 in Singapore, Stamp versus Ritu Folgat in the World Grand Prix Championship Final. Her striking was not overrated. She's a former 2-sport world striking champion, and she's on her way to perhaps becoming a World Grand Prix champion. Is she on her way for a shot at Angela Lee next year? Here's the Dragon with Stamp.
Stamp, Mezabarba talked a lot of trash saying your striking was overrated. Do you believe you proved to the world just how good you really are?
ค่ะคุณสแตมคืนนี้ยอดเยี่ยมมากๆเลยนะคะไม่ว่าคู่ต่อสู้เนี่ยเขาจะเคยพูดข่มไว้ว่ายังไงก่อนการต่อสู้ว่าคุณสแตมเนี่ยไม่เจ๋งจริงวันนี้ค่ะได้พิสูจน์ให้โลกรู้แล้วว่าเราเนี่ยเจ๋งกว่าเขาเป็นยังไงบ้างคะวันนี้
ก็ขอบคุณค่ะแล้วก็ดีใจมากค่ะวันนี้ที่ชนะได้แล้วก็ลบคำสบประมาทได้ว่ามวยยืนของหนูเป็นรองเขาวันนี้มวยยืนของหนูมวยไทยของหนูดีกว่าเขาแน่นอนค่ะ
Well, I would like to thank everyone for the support tonight, and also I have shown and proved that my standing and my Muay Thai in this MMA is not underrated.
Well, it's definitely not. Right now, your opponent is inside the circle with you. What message do you have for Ritu Phogat?
ก็ครั้งต่อไปนะคะคุณสแตมเนี่ยจะได้ต่อสู้กับริตูโพกาดเนี่ยค่ะชาวอินเดียมีข้อความอะไรจะฝากถึงเขาไหมคะ
ก็อยากจะบอกว่าเตรียมตัวมาให้ดีค่ะไฟล์นี้ไฟล์ต่อไปหนูจะเตรียมตัวให้ดีกว่านี้ค่ะ
Well, you better prepare very well because I'm gonna be better in the next time.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the Women's Atomweight Grand Prix.
Stamp takes on Ritu. They're going to go face to face in just a moment. Stick around.